This will be my 7th time restructuring this video from the ground up. Let's hope this time I get it right. Halo is one of the biggest first-person shooter series of all time and is also one of the biggest sci-fi series of all time, rivaling that of Call of Duty and Battlefield for the first person, and Star Wars and Star Trek for science fiction. But there's something missing. Or at least something that was missing before Halo 3 ODST. You see, in pretty much all Halo media, it's very clear that humanity is on the back foot, that we are losing whatever conflict that we are in. It's a pretty common theme. We get tossed around like fucking gnomes over here in the Halo universe. But despite that, in every Halo game, it is clear to us as the player that because we exist, there is a chance to move forward. And there is a way to stem the tide. Ultimately, the Halo games are about the indomitable human spirit. It is about soldiers descending from on high. It is about soldiers who rage against the dying of the light. It is about everything we stand for as a species. Halo 3 ODST does not share this sentiment. In Halo 3 ODST, the majority of your game time is going to be spent in the Mombasa streets. It's a reoccurring level throughout the game, and essentially, in this level, you play as the rookie, the new guy to your drop squad, and you have to roam an abandoned city, looking for clues of a battle long past, only to relive those battles and to go back to the streets all alone. If you look around when you're on the Mombasa streets, at the visage that's created, at the image portrayed, at the soundtrack being played for you, at the fires, the collapsed buildings, you see what the Human Covenant War really was. You see the destruction, the hopelessness, the abandon, the death. It's a stark contrast to anything in any of the other Halo games. In Halo Reach, everybody dies. There is no survivor from any of the main cast of characters. And yet somehow that feels more hopeful and winnable than Halo 3 ODST throughout the main sections of the game. In a game that is designed to show you the fall of a planet, there is more hope than an ODST. And the reason for that is threefold. One, you're completely alone for these sections of the game. There are no footsteps from friends. You're painfully aware of every sound that a jackal makes, or of the shifting shadow that might indicate a hunter turning its gaze towards you, or of the loud clomping of brute steps. It's eerie. Not in a horror game way, but it feels like a liminal space. Like being in a Walmart parking lot at 3 a.m. Something just isn't right about the way it feels. And it's unique. The next one is simply the soundtrack. From Neon Night to The Light at the End to Deference for Dissonance, there are some really, really good soundtracks in this game that just exemplify the feeling of being alone in a solaced space. And no Halo soundtrack does this, except for ODST. And the third reason is actually something that other Halo games have tried to do and, in my opinion, failed. And that's make significant events feel significant and not like just another plot point. In Halo Reach, for example, every time a member of Noble Team dies, it doesn't feel significant, it doesn't feel real, it doesn't feel weighty because of the way that the game is paced, because of the way that the game is structured. It feels sad, sure, but those feelings are quickly dismissed. Just to wrap up and summarize my opinion about Halo 3 ODST, it is the most unique Halo game. Period. It is the only Halo game that shows that humanity is losing. Every other Halo game states it as a fact, or maybe there's a death of a character you know, but nothing hammers it home. Nothing makes you feel like we're losing. In fact, the rest of the games make you feel like, despite the fact that we're technically losing, we are actually winning. Which, I mean, it's great for an action game, but it's not great for showing the grit of a universe. And frankly, a lot of sci-fi universes have this problem. A lot of action game series have this problem. And it's really refreshing, more than anything, to see Halo 3 ODST going in such a different direction compared to the rest of the Halo games. Or at least, that's my perception on it.